Have you ever felt like you're speaking a totally different language, even when you're both speaking English? Yeah, you're not going crazy. Today, we're diving headfirst into the super fun, fascinating, and, let's be honest, sometimes confusing world of American versus British English. We're talking two versions of the same language, separated by a giant ocean and a whole lot of personality.
Okay, picture this. You're in London, you're starving, and you're dreaming about those crispy, golden, salty French fries. You see them on the menu, order a big side of chips, feeling all confident, and then the plate arrives. And it's potato chips, what we call potato chips. It's a classic mix-up, right?
If that has ever happened to you, trust me, you are in very, very good company. These little language traps are actually part of what makes it all so fun. So, let's get into it. We're going to decode all the biggest differences and turn you into a pro at transatlantic chats. All right, first up, we've got to talk about the most obvious one, vocabulary. We're about to do a little rapid-fire tour of words that mean the exact same thing, but just sound completely different. Let's see how many of these you already know.
So let's hit the road. Here in the US, you've got your trucks, your subways. You put stuff in the trunk and you look under the hood. Simple. But hop across the pond and suddenly you're driving a lorry, taking the tube, putting your bags in the boot, and checking the engine under the bonnet. It's the same car, just with a whole new user manual.
And it doesn't just stop on the road. Nope. Back at home, an American lives in an apartment. A Brit lives in a flat. You take an elevator to get up there in the States, but you take a lift in the UK. And when it gets chilly, you're grabbing a sweater in America, but a jumper in Britain. See? Totally different words for everyday stuff.
And now, for my favorite part, food. An American cookie is a British biscuit. Okay, easy enough. And we already know American fries are British chips. But hold on, because this is where it gets wild. Jelly in the US? That's what you put on toast. In the UK, jelly is that wobbly gelatin dessert. And pudding? Well, in the US, it's that creamy stuff. But in the UK, pudding can just mean any dessert after a meal. How crazy is that?
Okay, so vocabulary is one thing. But what about when we use the exact same word, but it just sounds completely different coming out of our mouths? Welcome to the pronunciation gap. This is where it gets really, really interesting.
Let's just try a couple of these out loud. You can say it with me. In the US, it's tomato. In the UK, it's tomato. An American looks at their schedule, while a Brit checks their schedule. And what about where you park the car? Is it a garage or a garage? Neither one is wrong, of course, but you can hear that difference immediately. So beyond the words and the sounds, there are these really small, almost invisible differences in grammar. You know, they're the kind of things that make you pause and think, I know what you mean, but that just sounds a little different.
Here are a couple of perfect examples. So, to say you own something, an American will probably say, I have a car. But a British speaker is much more likely to say, I've got a car. It means the exact same thing, just has a different feel. Or how about your days off? Americans make plans on the weekend, but Brits make plans at the weekend. It's so subtle.
And here's another great one, past tense verbs. In the US, you'll pretty much always hear that someone learned something new. But in the UK, it's totally normal to say you learnt something. It's one of those little clues that can instantly tell you where a person or even a piece of writing might be from.
All right, time to dive into the really fun stuff, the secret code of a language. It's slang. This is where you find the real, everyday personality and the flavor that makes a place totally unique. So let's say you've had a crazy long day. In the US, you'd probably just say, oh, I'm exhausted. But in the UK, you could say, I'm absolutely knackered. It just sounds so much more final, doesn't it? And it doesn't stop there. An American might say something is awesome, while a Brit would call it brilliant. Or if you're really happy, you're not just excited, you're chuffed to bits.
Okay, so we've had a fun little tour through different words, sounds, grammar, and slang. But you might be sitting there thinking, this is cool and all, but so what? Why is this a big deal? Well, believe it or not, it actually is a pretty big deal.
It's really about so much more than just not ordering the wrong food. It's about actually connecting with people, whether you're traveling the globe or just talking to friends online. It's about finally getting all the jokes in your favorite British movies and TV shows without having to pause and look something up. And really, at the end of the day, it's about appreciating just how diverse and rich one single language can be.
So yeah, from lorries to lifts and biscuits to bonnets, all these little differences are exactly what make English so cool and so alive. So now I've got a question for you. What's the most surprising or maybe your favorite difference that you learned today? Or hey, maybe you have one that we didn't even mention. Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear what you guys think.